Hello, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Surratt, and I'm coming to you today with another reading lesson. We are going to be reviewing author's purpose again. Remember, authors write to make you laugh or to give you information or even to persuade you to do something. The reason an author writes something is called the author's purpose. As you read this informational text, think about what the author wants you to learn, and that will help you determine the author's purpose. This book is called Where Does Food Come From? Written by Shelley Rotner and Gary Goss. Photographs by Shelley Rotner. Cocoa beans are seeds. They grow on cocoa trees. Chocolate is made by crushing and cooking cocoa beans. Hot cocoa is made from chocolate. Look at the photographs on pages 92 and 93. What are the authors showing us? That's right, where hot cocoa comes from. What facts about cocoa are most important? Yes, cocoa beans are seeds. They grow on trees. When cocoa beans are crushed and cooked, they are made into chocolate. Apples are fruits that grow on trees. An apple is picked right off the tree. Apple juice is made by pressing the juice from apples. Where does apple juice come from? You're right. Apples that are picked from trees are pressed to make juice. Look again at the photographs and reread these pages. How are the ways that cocoa beans and apples alike? Yes, both the cocoa beans for chocolate and the apples grow on trees. Potatoes are vegetables. These vegetables grow under the ground. French fries are made from potatoes. Cocoa beans and apples grow on trees. What do you think the authors want you to know about where foods such as potatoes come from? You're right. Some foods grow on trees, but some foods grow in the ground. Do cocoa beans grow on trees? Yes. Do apples grow on trees? Yes. Do potatoes grow on trees? No. What facts do you learn from the words and paragraphs? Potatoes are vegetables. They grow under the ground. Potatoes can be made into French fries. Before the potatoes you see in the photograph can become French fries, a few things need to happen, right? What do you think these steps are? If you said wash the potatoes, cut the potatoes, and cook them, you're right. Good job, boys and girls. Wheat is a grain that grows in fields. Flour can be made by crushing the wheat. Bread is made from flour. How do these pictures help you learn more about wheat? Both pictures show me what wheat looks like. The big picture shows me how wheat grows in a field. The small picture is a close-up of the grains of wheat, the top part of the plant that is crushed for flour. Rice is a grain. It grows in wet fields called paddies. Rice that you eat is made by cooking the grain. What other information do you learn from the photograph on page 100 that is not in the words on page 101? Yes, rice grows on plants. Rice is planted in rows. The farmer is wearing a hat and shorts, so rice must be grown in places that are warm. What are the most important ideas that you learned about rice? That's right, rice is a grain that grows in wet fields. We can cook rice and eat it. Did you know that rice is the main food for many people in the world? Rice can be boiled and eaten, or it can be crushed into flour that is used to make cereal, crackers, and noodles. Do you like any rice dishes or products that are made from rice? Corn is a grain that grows in fields. Popcorn is made from corn. First you heat it and then it pops. What has to happen to corn before you can eat popcorn? You're right. The corn has to be picked, the kernels have to be taken off the cobs and dried, and the kernels have to be cooked to make them pop. How is corn like rice and wheat? Exactly. It's a grain and it's grown in fields. How is rice different from wheat and corn? Oh, good thinking, boys and girls. Remember, it's grown in wet fields. Can you tell if the children in these pictures are enjoying what they're eating? How did you know? Milk comes from cows or sometimes from goats. Butter, cheese, and ice cream are made from milk. The eggs you eat are laid by hens. The hens live on farms. There are many ways to cook eggs. Tomatoes grow on vines. Ketchup is made from tomatoes. Look down here in the corner. It says author's purpose. Why do the authors show a picture of ketchup near tomatoes? You're right, because ketchup is made from tomatoes. So the authors have written a lot about foods that grow on plants. What other places does food come from? That's right, from animals such as cows, goats, and hens. Honey is made by bees. They bring the nectar of flowers to the hive. Maple syrup is made from sap. The sap drips from maple trees. This is a good time to stop and think about the author's purpose. Why do you think that the author wrote this book? Yes, the authors wrote this book to give us information about food and where it comes from. Where does your favorite food come from? All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this story and learned a little bit more about our food that we eat and where it comes from. You will be reading some stories in Reading A to Z this week and determining the author's purpose. I know you will do a great job as always. See you soon.